sure we're up. Make sure we got sound. Yep. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Welcome to the Zones All Access, hosted by the Sports Center. Coach Lee is here to talk about Bulldogs football. Okay. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Before we begin, though, I'd like to thank our premier partners, Stay and Play Doggy Daycare, Whitaker Insurance, J&S Concrete Pumping, Clayton Homes of Middlesboro, Value RX Pharmacy Tazewell, Harshside Bank, Walker & Walker Construction, Claiborne Health and Wellness, and First Century Bank for providing our communications. All right, Coach, what have you learned from your team thus far?
I've learned that they're a hard-working group, very resilient. They like to get after it. They know when to flip that switch whenever it's playtime and, serious time, which I've got, one of the most playful kids we have on the team here, Braxton. But he works really, really hard. You can tell in the weight room. The lights will be shining. He'll be glistening because he's sweating to death, but he's working hard. And everybody knows to stay away from him in the weight room because if he brushes up on you, you need to take a shower. But now, for the most part, all of them, they all want to get after it. They want to, they know we have a chance to be really good this season. They want to get after it. We went 5 days a week coming back from dead period, and there was no complaints. Everybody wanted to be there. So, they understand, it's go time. But, yeah, they're a very, very hard-working group.
Okay, what's your offensive strategy this year?
Well, we want to keep the box a lot. Being in a run-heavy league, we're going to try and make sure we kind of widen those guys out a little bit. We're hoping to, establish the run game early in all of our games. We do have the ability, we believe, if the need does arise to come throw the football, we can do that. But we're not going to put like a 50-50, run pass. We're just going to be like, we're going to run it when we can. We're going to pass it when we have to, pretty much.
Okay. Talk about your defense. What's the strategy there?
Defense, we've got size on the defensive line, so we're going to try and utilize that. We've got some kids, we're going to have to figure out linebacker a little bit. But this is where the perfect time where 7-on-7 period ends. We're going to start getting into some run fits and stuff in the run, especially in our run heavy league. Defensively, we're going to hopefully keep everybody boxed in. Don't let speed get outside. Try our best to steal the football and then make a tackle.
Good. Okay. Braxton.
Yes, sir.
Braxton Stubblefield right here. Okay, what do you think about the team coming into this year? What's your feelings?
My feelings, I think we've had a humongous change, and I can definitely tell a change in attitude while coming with Coach Dalton and all these 7-on-7s we've been going to. I think that our energy has increased a lot. I can see a lot of want to be there in a lot of the youngins and everyone else there, and I think everyone's going pretty well.
Speaking of the youngins, as you said,
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of talent there. Do you see the same?
I do see a lot of depth in all of our positions, especially JD Dyer as our linebacker. He's done really well coming into this year. And, yeah, there's a lot of depth.
Okay. Over there in the far end is Spencer Brew. What about you? How do you think the team is looking this year, and what's your expectations?
I feel like we have a lot more players to go about. 7-on-7 has been helping us a lot with getting the young ones reps, seeing what high school is really about.
Yeah.
So that's really good for them. Practices, they've been really tough. So we've ran a lot. So hopefully none of us will have to be taking breaks this year. So, yeah.
All right. Coach, let's go with your offense first. It starts, of course, with a good O-line. If you want to talk about that and mention some names.
We're definitely feeling our depth chart out over the next couple of weeks. We'll go to North Green here soon. That'll be our first scrimmage. We're starting with left tackle. We've got Stanton McDaniel filling in there. He kind of played defense only last year. With his size and his ability, he definitely needs to be going both ways for us. So we're going to take advantage of that. He'll fill in there. At the guard positions, we obviously got Spencer Brewer and Noah Ott. Spencer's going to be a senior, so he's a knowledgeable offensive lineman, and we're going to try and balance them out the best way we can. Which Coach Pete Brewer, he's doing a good job of balancing our guys out, trying to put the guys that some kids know the plays really well, some of them don't know them pretty well, but that's where we're repping this stuff out, trying to figure it out. At center, we'll have Eli Keck. He's a phenomenal offensive lineman. He may not be the tallest, but he plays probably with the most heart on the field. Great leverage. He understands how to use his body.
Yes.
So he's good at that. And then, like I said, Noah Otts at other guard. He's doing a good job filling in there. He's another one of the guys that played defense only last year. So he's going to be playing both ways. Right tackle, we'll have Elijah Poor. They call him, mean nasty, whatever you want to call him. Just as long as he keeps his head on his shoulders and doesn't get a penalty, we'll be fine. But we've got a good group of kids.
You mentioned a couple, but who would be the player to watch on the O-line?
On the offensive line. It's kind of hard to say.
Let's not say that.
Yeah.
Who is most important?
Most important, in our offensive scheme, it's definitely probably going to be the guards. So I'd say probably Spencer and Noah Otts probably got a lot asked of them. They're going to be pulling a lot. They're going to be down blocking. We got a lot of combo blocks that we'll get to. So someone's going to have to work up off of onto a linebacker. But they have to communicate with the center as well. And there's a lot of communication on the offensive line. And those guys are probably going to be the most vocal guys on the offensive line between them and Eli Keck at center. So
you use several quarterbacks Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Started out with Noah Burke.
Yep.
Who else did you use there?
We used Colton Brewer. He's an incoming freshman. He's still figuring some things out. He's probably going to be more of a running threat, but obviously 7-on-7 can't run the quarterback. So he's figuring it out slowly. He's learning that quarterback's kind of hard at high school. It's a big step.
Mm-hmm.
But Noah Burke is doing a really good job figuring it out. He's making throws that I wouldn't expect him to make. Being his first year playing high school football. But he's a pitching talent. He plays baseball, so it's sometimes you have to tweak some mechanics, but he's got the mental side of it.
Yeah. Who else?
We're probably going to have Caden Levin rotating in there. He'll be our emergency guy, so definitely a running threat. He had an injury, a little setback at the 7-on-7, so hopefully we'll get him back soon. Hope and pray that everything is not as serious as it may seem. He's going for some checkups and stuff, but team's behind him, so we'll see how it goes.
All right. Okay, running backs.
Running backs, Caden Levin. That was kind of do it all for us. He's explosive, got a quick first
Ultra
step.
talented, yeah.
Yes, he flies around the field. He'll message me after practice and be like, I don't think he completed a pass today, and he's sitting there playing at safety. He's a phenomenal talent, great kid, hard worker. Aiden Roark, he's going to be a senior. He'll tote the rock for us, son.
Yeah, you better go with him.
I know he's hard to. He's a very north-south runner. He can tell you, he's like, I'm not going to break any ankles, but I'll run him over. And I was okay. That'll work.
That he does.
We're going to use JD Jason Dyer. We're going to move him to running back. He's a new transfer we've had come in, done a phenomenal job, fit right in with the program. Kids like him. He's kind of coming out of his shell a little bit. He's a good kid. He'll play linebacker for us too. I'm sure I'm thinking missing somebody else to play running back. We'll have probably Colton Brewer probably get some reps there too as well. He's still a freshman, so we're going to try and Coach West is doing a phenomenal job with the running backs. They may get tired of repping the same stuff, same steps, but it may seem monotonous to some, but it's perfecting the craft.
I'm sure you're going to use Whitaker as a tight end, and who's going to join him?
Tight end, we're going to use Braxton here a little bit, some running personnel. I don't know if he's got bricks for hands. He may not be able to catch a football. But he'll hit somebody for sure. Aiden Roark will fit in there as well. Corbin will probably start off with that position, and then we'll roll from there.
Yeah. He's key, I think, because last year he could have been targeted a whole lot more than he was.
Yeah, tight ends are they're a hidden talent on offense, that's for sure.
And he was open a lot. Okay, wide receivers.
Wide receivers. So we'll start from the left. We've got they call him Fish, Chris Ford.
Yeah, that man can jump.
Yeah, he can jump. He's a hard worker in the weight room too. He's a phenomenal kid. They do a good job. He helps with the other receivers. Learning like they have to understand not just their position, but the man next to him, and spacing and things like that. But he's figured it out well. Could be more proud of him. Caden Levin will probably fill in some slot as well. Wyatt Hall runs some slot. He's a little shifty. Another slot's probably going to be Caden Williams. He's also extremely fast. can do just about anything we need him to. Great route runner. He understands probably all the pass concepts better than I do at this point. But he fills it out. He helps communicate with the other guys and tells them. And then the outside receiver on the other side, we were kind of going with Owen Stone. He'll be a junior this year. He was getting some reps there, and then we've had a kid come in, Brayton Ford. He's going to be a freshman.
Oh, man.
He's
talented.
He's talented. He's worked very, very hard. I'm proud of him. He's just got to understand the plays and kind of how to use his body a little bit. He kind of looks like a baby deer out there at the moment.
Yeah, he seemed lost a couple times before, whether he had to be on the line or not.
Exactly.
But once he gets all that figured out,
he'll be all right. Yeah, but we're
made a crazy catch down in the end zone.
He did. We're going to try and rotate some more kids in there and get some more reps. We need a lot of depth at the receiver position, especially if you run any kind of spread. So we'll probably have three or four receivers on the field at all times.
Who do you think would be the go-to guy for trying to get that important first down?
Well, it depends. If it's 3 yards or less, I'm looking at either Caden or Aiden Roark. It's going to be that. But if we're stuck in a passing situation where it's 4th and 8, Fish is a go-to guy. He's about sure-handed as they come. We got practice fishing, game fish. We're trying to mesh those together. Then Caden Williams as well. I mean, he can get open. So I mean, we've got options.
Okay, let's move on to defense. What about the D line there? And is it a case where you're going to have to play, offense, defense?
Yeah.
Or do you have some backups there that can come in and kind of ease the burden?
Yeah, we're going to definitely. Coach Pritchard has come in, and he's manning the defensive line. He's doing a good job with those guys. They're going to be pretty mean. They're going to be in shape. We're definitely going to have an internal rotation. I think we've got defensive ends kind of set. You got Aiden Roark, Corbin Whitaker. We might put Spencer may play some defensive end. Elijah Poole play defensive end. But having Aiden have one defensive end and giving Corbin, or somebody else another one, that gives us the ability to rotate those internal guys. So if we're in our forefront, we're having one technique or 3 technique, we can rotate those guys, every other drive. But they're going to have to play both ways for the most part. So that's why we're asking all of them. They may not like the running that we're doing, but we're going to be in shape.
What about the defensive tackle position?
Defensive tackle, we're going to have, Spencer will play there. We'll have Stan McDaniel, Noah Ott, Elijah Poore can play there. Eli Keck, as much as he may hate it, he may have to play some defense for us. He ain't all-time center, Yeah. But he won't complain. He'll do it. He'll give his best. But we're trying to keep fresh legs in there because, teams start getting first downs. It's kind of gets a little winding, So we're going to try and get a rotation there, and that way, with those defensive ends set, we're good to play with the inside a little bit. But Coach Pritchard's done a really good job with those guys.
Talk about your linebackers.
That's we're going to have to. That's one that we're kind of had circled coming into this season. Luckily, Braxton, he's lost a little bit of weight and he's willing to take that on. So we're going to use him a lot. Chase Hatfield, he's been at workouts. I don't think he's missed a day. He's usually there before I am sometimes. But phenomenal kid as well. They'll give 100%. We just got to make sure they understand, their assignments, their gaps, and when Coach West is calling the blitz, they have to understand where their alignment is, or what gap responsibility they have. But they're doing a phenomenal job. 7-on-7, they've done really well, getting to their pass drops. But being in a run-heavy league, we're going to have to stop the run first.
All important secondary, and they were good last year. Do you think they'll be improved this year?
Yeah, we're hoping so. They, we've got some new faces coming in. Caden Vlad, he was a wrestler. He's come out and he's played corner. It was some growing pains at first, but he's figured it out very, very well. Can't be more than happy with him. And another corner, we'll have Caden Williams. He'll play there. We're going to rotate some other kids in as well. Fish will play at corner. Safeties,
for sure.
I know. He wanted to be receiver only at the beginning of the year, but then we were like, listen, we're going to need you on both sides of the ball. And every time we go to a 7-on-7, we'll look at him and be like, has anyone thrown this way? And he's like, no, that's why you're playing.
That's why you're there.
It's kind of hard when you see a 6'3" kid over there. He's built, he can jump, he can move, he's pretty fast. So I would throw the other way too if I was on offense. But they'll fill in there. Braden Ford's trying to figure out some corner as well. We might have to rotate some kids and some sets to get the best 11 out there at all times in circumstance. And then safeties will have Caden Levin. Barring his injury, he was going to start as our dog. He's going to kind of roll to our weak side and be our alley player. Play flats if we need him to. Owen Stone's going to play some free safety. And then Sean Ballard, he's done really well as well. I mean, he's figured it out. they're understanding their zones and spacing and trying to it's 7-on-7 is good for that. But at the same time, when we play in a run heavy league, we're gonna have to be downhill a lot. Like Sean's he's gonna have flats, so he'll probably end up being a force player for us and have to make a tackle. So, but yeah, it's a pretty good group.
Okay, let's talk about your kick returners and punt returners.
Yeah, that's one thing that
both of them were good last year.
They were good,
and we're going good athletes and did good things for them.
We did. And we're going to start getting into special teams here in the next coming weeks. We'll probably see which kids give us the best opportunity. Caden Williams is fast, but so we're going to sit down and look and see who all can give us the best athletes in space. Caden Love would be a good option there. Can't complain with him. Shifty as they come. So that's what you're kind of looking for in kick return and punt return.
Okay, kick and punting duties.
Kick and punting duties. So we've got Carlos has come in. On Carlos,
sounds like a foot.
Yeah, sounds like a foot.
Carlos.
He's figuring out how to kick football. He's been kicking a soccer ball for a while, so he's gonna figure out how to kick football. Aiden Rourke does a good job as well. He's a good kicker. He can run. He can hit you. He can run you over, but he can also kick football.
That's one player. I mean, he could play any position
yeah,
he
just
wanted
about
to,
it.
I think.
Exactly. If I asked him to play center, he'd probably say, "All right, what I need to."
And a lot of people don't think about it, but he's going to be the backup kicker.
Backup kicker. So I'd say between those two, they'll probably split those up. So like Carlos and Aiden, we may let Carlos go kick off if he's better. Let Caden or Aiden kick field goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've got a little bit of flexibility there, which is kind of not normal for most teams. Yeah. But yeah, we've got a couple guys that can kick football, so we're happy about that.
Okay, I did a poll the other day. We're going to talk about schedule now. How many wins, under 5 or over 5, did the fans predict? It was 51% that you guys will win over 5.
That's good.
Okay, talk about your schedule, and is that achievable, or is there more on the table, or it's going to be tough, and we better beware of predicting such things.
We kind of came into the season. I was telling that's one of the first things I've told the guys is our schedule didn't get any easier. It actually got a lot harder. We lost some teams that we kind of look forward to playing every year. Union County's on our schedule this year.
And picked up a juggernaut.
Yeah, we picked up a juggernaut. So it's kind of, which the kids kind of figured out. We went to Cott County for a 7-on-7, and Morristown East played right with them. They're a 6A football team. So it's it doesn't matter what classification you're in, just as long as you execute your plan. Some teams will have talented kids that you can't spin it. Yeah. But yeah, I think determine wins and losses. Our non-conference, we're going to compete every single game we got. Granger week 1, we're going to give them everything we've got. We're looking forward to our conference schedules like Johnson County, Unicoi. I think we have the tangibles to win almost every one of our conference games. Like there was some times last year you go to a game like that Gatlinburg Pittman's not, however many points better they were, they're not. Like I think we've got the right pieces in place and the right coaches, and we'll give every team everything we got.
Who all remains on your schedule that you normally play?
So we got Granger. We kept Granger. Granger and Gap. We had to pick up. We lost Union County. We picked up Volunteer. I don't think we've ever played Volunteer up in Churchill past Rogersville.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think, Coach Jeremy Wagner, I thought he's a good guy. So he was at Jeff County for a bit. He's a new coach this year. Good dude. I've talked to him a couple times. Then we picked up Dobbins Bennett, of course. Everybody knows that one. They're a good football program, so we'll play them on a Thursday this year, and we go up there. So we're going to compete, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
So
program needs or wishes. Can the community help you out anyway by providing some needs or wishes?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that go in on Friday nights for sure. Like we're going to need, we're looking for somebody to help us with our camera system. So that would be one. We'd like to get a real mower at some point. Things cost money. We understand that. Getting the football coach of the high school would be a good starting point, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. So that's another thing. But I mean, anytime anybody wants to get in like water, like food, like snacks, things like that, the kids would love that. They love eating. I brought, Spencer, he loves eating. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, there's a lot of stuff like that. Like, something people don't really think about.
Yeah.
The kids always need water, which we have a water fountain up there, but they fly through it. I mean, they drink water all the time, snack all the time, things like that. But other than that, yeah, I think we're doing pretty good for the most part, though.
Okay. This is for Braxton.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what, in your opinion, is a successful season? Not in terms of wins and losses.
In my definition of a successful season is playing with your hearts. Like, don't give up after the first couple bad plays. You keep on playing with it. You stick with it. You play as a team.
Same question.
I believe it's just playing every snap like it's your last. Actually, like putting your heart into the game. It's most of our starter senior years play like it's your senior year. You're not going to play after that. So
Yeah. Okay, who you looking forward to playing the most this season?
the gap, 100%.
I hate that Union County got took off the schedule because they kind of transferred to them as being your biggest rival. Same question to you. Who you looking forward to play?
I'm also very looking forward to play the Gap. A lot of rivalries, a lot of friendships over at the Gap. I think it'll be a fun game.
I was really impressed with how both teams over there Friday night. They really talked amongst themselves, had fun, enjoyed it. How do you think that's going to translate to the season game?
I think it'll translate to the season game. I think it'll be fun, but I think a lot of smack is going to be talked, as usual.
Yes.
But I think that's just going to make it a lot more fun to play the game.
Same question.
I believe it'll be a lot more fun this year. I know a lot more people from the Gap. Started doing track and then learned a lot of kids doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them play football. Like Cooper Muncie, he's one of them. Every one of the guys loved him. Everyone was talking to him at the game, but I believe there will be a lot of trash talk, but nothing after will happen. It will just be friendly.
There's another program at Claiborne that could use you. Are you any interested at all about doing some wrestling?
No, I
Not
can't
really.
do no wrestling.
What about you, Brax?
Not really, not particularly, as I'm with soccer right now, helping their soccer coach out. We need a lot more bodies. Football players are more than welcome.
All right, Coach. Talk about some sponsorship offers or any type of sponsorship deals that you can make with the local businesses. Who do they contact and what shirts, signs, whatever?
Yeah, anything. If anybody wants to, sponsor anything, you can contact the Facebook page. I have a couple people that help run that. They'll get that information to me. Contact Evan Whitaker at the Whitaker Insurance. He's over at Booster Club. Anything. I mean, anytime anybody wants to sponsor anything, absolutely. We can make T-shirts. We can do, whatever. Like I want to get windscreen put up all over the stadium, things like that. Just make it look blast our kids' image. Like our program all over the place. Those things cost money. So, anytime anybody wants to do anything, we're more than welcome. We'd love to have you. I mean, anything.
Okay, your turn. Not in terms of wins and losses, but what's a successful season?
I mean, they kind of help. They're just an extension of us in a lot of ways. So playing hard. I mean, I want these kids to play each snap like it's their last. I don't want to leave no doubts because I'm, me being 27 years old, I can think back. I have so many doubts whenever I played high school football. Like I wish I would have never. Like I didn't miss a practice, but I was like, I wish I never ever dreaded going to practice. I was like, because in years you're like, man, that practice was hard as can be. It sucked, but I do it all over again. I do it all over again. Like that's some of the greatest times of your life. But yeah, I think just playing hard. I mean, just giving every single team we have, like all we have, putting all your preparation in the week. Fall's going to be a lot. Like it's a lot every week. But if the kids, they dive into it and give everything that they have into it, it'll pay off.
The keys to Claiborne winning games will be
running the football. Running the football. Trying to establish the run game. Trying to get a lot box. We want people to, we want people to kind of give us the box we want. That way we can run the football. And if they don't, then we're going to throw it and then go from there.
My philosophy: come out first time and throw deep. We can let defense down a little bit.
That's true.
All right. Last word to you, Coach.
come support these kids. I mean, we got to meet the Bulldogs event coming on August 8th. We're going to scrimmage 2 teams that night. We'll have inflatables, some other events. A lot of the other sports are going to be set up. Selling things, hosting events. So we're excited about that. But come support these kids. They've worked really really hard. They're representing our community well. They do a phenomenal job. We're going to put a product on the field that we're proud of, and we're going to make sure our stadium looks, like we're proud of it.
Good deal. Okay, Braxton. Last word. Say whatever you want to say.
I just want to say thank you all for all support from boosters, feeding us. We really enjoy it. I know this guy eats a lot. So do I too, though. But we really appreciate everything that everyone does for us.
We appreciate everything that the community does for us, whether that's buying food, snacks, waters, or just showing up to the games in general. Showing up to the games gives us a lot of playroom to buy extra stuff for the field and make it look nice. So thank you to all y'all.
Thank you all for coming today. I appreciated it and getting a little insight on the season, and I hope you have a successful one, injury-free. I mean, it's already bit you once, Friday night, but maybe that's the one and only. I wish you two the best and play hard. And, Coach, I wish you the best too. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you to our partners and Rex up here at the Sports Center for giving us the opportunity to come up here and do this weekly. And thanks, First Century Bank and our partners. I mean, without them, we couldn't do what we do. Thanks to everyone who watches and just in support of us. And please support us more by sharing these all access shows with your family and friends. And just thank you all for providing us an opportunity to bring your athletes out in front. We'll probably see you in a few minutes for Nick Nash, Cumberland Gap Panthers preview. So join us then at 1 o'clock. God bless.